What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and you can't make this stuff up. Some pretty shocking news coming out as Senator Joe Manchin has just come out after the passage of the reconciliation bill and come out and confessed that this bill is going to be doing nothing to help out the American people in the immediate future. Now, I'm going to give you all the details. We're going to be diving into this and what it means for our economy, what's going to be unfolding here. If you suspected that this was not going to be helping out right away, the 80% of people that I polled, you were correct. This is your breaking news stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, take a look at these headlines, you guys. This just coming out yesterday. Manchin admits the Inflation Reduction Act won't tame inflation for Americans anytime soon. Senator Joe Manchin said after President Joe Biden signed the Inflation Reduction Act that it would take some time before investments brought down prices nationwide for Americans, confessing after the bill is signed that, yeah, this might take a while to help people out. You're not going to see the impacts of it immediately right away, which begs the question then, why? Why sign a bill that's going to do nothing in the immediate future when right now people are suffering at this very moment with high gas prices, high food prices, with 41-year high inflation, a potential recession? People are still suffering from the pandemic. We still have not seen the promises of fourth federal level stimulus checks, child tax credits, Social Security increases. All of these things have not been there. Congress has dropped the ball right before the midterm elections, and now you're passing a bill that you're confessing is not going to be helping out people right now in the immediate near future. Makes you wonder, what is the motivation? Now, I shared with you a video yesterday. You might want to check it out, as I have been firsthand discovering a lot of disturbing stuff that's taking place with our politicians and different local agencies, counties, states, cities, and on federal levels, as there is tons of excess funds just sitting there. And you have to beg the question, why is it just sitting there? We've got over $800 billion of leftover funds from previous stimulus packages that could be used, allocated, repurposed to send out stimulus checks. We're hearing there's so much, $800 billion, that they could send out a fourth federal level stimulus check of $2,800 to everybody in the nation. Yet it just sits there. And it's because we're hearing that they reallocate it for other things that goes to organizations and groups that are run by politicians' spouses or people they know. And then after that, then those groups, those organizations, they hire those politicians to do speaking engagements and they pay them money. And so these politicians are figuring out ways to take money that was meant for the American people and indirectly get it into their own pockets. And it's just absolutely disgusting when you see it. It's very upsetting, very frustrating to see every single day comments of people that are saying that they're hurting, that they need help. And yet we're seeing politicians do things like this, where it's like, it's not helping the people. Why have you been put in the position that you've been? Well, you guys, I don't know what to tell you except for check out that video. I go into more detail, and also please sign up at www.reliefroadmap.com to get access to everything. I want to make sure that you guys know about everything. They've got time frames of which you can get this money. I want to make sure that you don't miss out. So make sure that you get what's available to you. Go to www.reliefroadmap.com, put in your email, let your friends and family know. We're not going to keep this a secret. We're going to spread the word. I'm putting together a comprehensive list. I have not seen anything like this out there. Stimulus checks on every single level, state, city, and county. I'm putting together a comprehensive list, putting it all into one easy to access location so you can see the eligibility, how to apply, when it's available, how much it's going to be, all of the details. And even if you're not eligible or there's not something available to you at the moment, I'm finding new ones that are popping up. I'm diving into the notes of city town hall meetings, finding out who's getting ready. I just shared with you in my last videos that I found a couple of them in the state of Wisconsin that are going to be coming up here right now. They're working on the names. They don't even have the amounts allocated yet, but I'm giving you the inside scoop so you can be ready and you can know about everything that's available, because it's just very sad to see this firsthand, you guys, but I'm going to make sure that you guys get everything available to you and you know and you don't miss out. So if you haven't already, sign up at www.reliefroadmap.com. I'm going to make sure that you guys are aware of everything. Right now, after this video, I'm going to be working on getting just a couple more programs in there, and then I'm going to be finalizing the website, putting together a community forum area so that way you have access. So keep an eye out for that coming out here very soon for you guys. And as I mentioned, we have over 100 different programs now that you're going to have access to, and there are more popping up. So You'll be getting monthly reoccurring updates on everything. But you guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at what Senator Joe Manchin had to say, as he's saying the impacts of this are not going to be felt for quite some time. And before we dive in, though, if you appreciate the updates, if you appreciate the content here on this channel, keeping you up to speed on everything, don't forget to take a quick second, smash the like button for me. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not come join the Ram fam? All you got to do is very quickly hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, and consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. More content coming on there about the real estate market, cryptos, stocks, how to start businesses, how to help people out while we're in the middle of a recession. We've got 41-year high inflation. I pray that that channel is a blessing to you. Again, that's Steve Ram Finance. And also, you guys, keeping you up to date on federal level provisions. As you guys know, we're hearing all of these are coming back. I shared it with you in my last videos. Child tax credits, Social Security increases being reintroduced right now by Senator Bernie Sanders. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said he's not going to rest until we can get free childcare, free college tuition. All of these are coming back, and we're hearing it's ramping up before these midterm elections. So I'm going to keep you up to date. This is all coming into the forefront as they have now passed that reconciliation bill, which we're hearing from Joe Manchin isn't going to do a whole lot right now. But let's go ahead and dive right in. So first up, you guys, link in the description below to this article says Manchin admits the Inflation Reduction Act, it won't tame inflation for Americans anytime soon. Now it says Senator Joe Manchin on Tuesday admitted that the Inflation Reduction Act won't immediately temper inflation, telling reporters that the necessary investments needed to bring down the prices would take some time for it to take effect. Manchin's comments came after President Joe Biden signed the landmark climate change and healthcare bill into law on Tuesday, delivering what he has called the final piece of his pared-down domestic agenda. Though Democrats have labeled the measure the Inflation Reduction Act, nonpartisan analysts have said that it will have a barely perceptible impact on prices. So man, for the 80% that did the poll and the somewhat almost 80% of America that's saying this is going to do nothing or make inflation worse, sounds like you're right, and we actually got confirmation from the author of the bill, Senator Joe Manchin. Asked by Fox News reporter Hillary Vaughn whether it was misleading to call the bill the Inflation Reduction Act because it won't make everyday goods less expensive, Manchin said, "Why would it?" Because the bill's called the Inflation Reduction Act. Well, immediately it's not, Manchin said. We've never said anything would happen immediately, like turn the switch on and off. Manchin said the market is anticipating the investments that will be made with the passing of the bill. Utility prices, for instance, will come down as the United States becomes more energy independent. We're fighting like the Dickens. You got to produce yourself out of this, Manchin said. If you think that you're going to wait on the Federal Reserve to raise rates, discourage you from buying anything, and that's going to be taking care of our inflation, that is not how you take care of inflation. Asked whether it made sense to ask people to pour large sums of money into putting solar panels on their roofs, buying electric vehicles, and then cashing on the credits, Manchin said that that would be a 10-year process. That's not going to be overnight. They have the incentives to do that, to help them. Trust me, if you have something going bad in your home where you're replacing it and you have some assistance you're thinking of, that might be of help to you, Manchin said. Now, the legislation includes the most substantial federal investments in history to fight climate change, some $375 billion over the course of the decade. And it would cap prescription drug costs at $2,000 out of pocket annually for Medicare recipients. It also would help an estimated 13 million Americans pay for health care insurance by extending subsidies provided during the pandemic. Now, the measure is paid for by new taxes on large corporations and stepped up IRS enforcement on wealthy individuals and entities, with additional funds going to reduce federal deficits. So there you have it, you guys. Now let me know your thoughts. Now we're talking about inflation. They're saying the impacts of this are not going to be until down the road, so don't expect an easing of prices from this. But also mention is taxation. What do you think? They had said that there was not going to be an increase on taxes on anybody that made less than $400,000 a year, but we're hearing that that is not true, that they're upping the amount of IRS enforcement that's going to be taking place, hiring new people, and we're hearing that it's the large, huge, wealthy individuals that have the attorneys and to help them to stop these audits And they're saying it's very likely they're going to be getting this from the people that don't have the money to do it. And we're hearing about entities, so businesses, LLCs, S corporations, potentially getting hit with more audits as well. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that this is going to be impacting those under 400,000 or not? Do you believe the reports on taxation or not? Well, looks like we're going to be finding out here very soon. We'll see if we get any more disclosures from Senator Joe Manchin in the near future. But you guys, we will see, and I will keep you up to date. Now, also, we're hearing, as I mentioned, things are ramping up with more stimulus provisions coming to the forefront right before we hit these midterm elections. And as I mentioned to you in those last videos, Bernie Sanders, Pramila Jayapal, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, they're all saying they're going to be fighting to get more provisions to the American people here very soon. And I will keep you up to date every step of the way. But you guys, that is the latest. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not come join the Ram fam? All you got to do is very quickly hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Make sure to spell it right, because I'm getting impersonators and scammers on Instagram now that are spelling the name wrong, claiming they're me, trying to scam people out of Bitcoin and all this stuff, you guys. I've already done videos on how to invest in Bitcoin, so check that video out. And also, you guys, as I mentioned, if you haven't already, go to www.reliefroadmap.com to go ahead and add your email to get added to the wait list to get access to the comprehensive list of all stimulus checks across the nation, states, cities, counties. A lot of people think there's only the federal level checks. That is not the case. I'm going to make sure that you don't miss out on anything so you can get everything available to you guys. But with that being said, like I said, once again, thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.